said, no, we think they're going to make cuts. And here it is on Monday, just a day later, and yes, cuts.
Did you hear? The Indiana Fever have made their first roster cuts, and this move is sending shockwaves across the entire WNBA. And the reason is very clear: Caitlin Clark.
Fever have made 2 cuts after the first week of camp. 3rd round pick Bree Hall and free agent signing Jillian Elaine. The roster now stands at 13.
Yes, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom and the triple-double maestro, is already shifting the tectonic plates of the league, and we haven't even hit mid-season yet. The Indiana Fever have made significant changes to their first-team roster, and their message is clear as day. If you don't fit into the fast-paced dynamics of Clark ball, you are out.
The Indiana Fever having to make some cuts, and those cuts are happening right now.
Clark is indirectly responsible for turning the Fever's roster into a game of musical chairs. Except when the music stopped this time, several big-name players were left without a seat. Let's break it down. When the Indiana Fever officially made their first round of cuts, it wasn't just a trimming of the edges. Nope. This wasn't your routine team rotation. It was a deliberate, planned maneuver to maximize their team strategy with Caitlin Clark at the center.
Just announced today that the Fever have made 2 cuts after the first week of camp. 3rd round pick Bree Hall and free agent signing Jillian Elaine. The roster now stands at 13.
Players who were supposed to bring something to the table, who were supposed to be safe, they're gone. And if you're wondering who lit the match, look no further than number 22 in your program and number 1 in jersey sales worldwide, Caitlin freaking Clark.
Even if you are drafted to a team, that does not guarantee you a roster spot. The WNBA does not have a league like the NBA has with the G League, where they can assign players to the G League. They can flip back and forth between G League and playing in the NBA. The WNBA does not have that, and they also have significantly less teams than does the NBA.
Make no mistake, this wasn't a random shift. This was a deliberate and strategic move from the Fever. This was the Clarkification of the Indiana roster, and it is sending shockwaves across the entire basketball world.
And Caitlin Clark is just so fun to watch. The difference that she brings to the game. This is an entertainer. She knows how to rev up the crowd. She puts on a show. And like Rebecca Lobo said, the Indiana Fever are just fun to watch.
You see, the Fever aren't here to play polite basketball anymore. That slow, sluggish offense and clunky post-first scheme from last season is dead. It's already cremated and scattered across the cornfields of Indiana. The new plan, speed, transition, tempo. In other words, a system built entirely around Caitlin Clark's strengths. And if you're not on board, if you can't keep up, or if you're still trying to play like it's 2004, you're gone.
She practice/play with the best in the world and the future GOAT, a story tell the grandkids best of luck. She'll be picked up. Hey, they drafted her because I knew the space to make the roster was slim. Appreciate them giving her a shot and for allowing her to play.
Let's be honest. You don't draft the most anticipated rookie in the history of your franchise just to make her fit in. On the contrary, you build around her. You throw the old playbook out and print a new one named Give Caitlin the Ball and Get Out of the Way. You make everyone else adjust. And the Fever? It looks like they finally got the memo.
But dang, to get rid of her, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I feel like she could have been another weapon for them, especially stretching the floor. But yeah, man, that surprised me there. I didn't think she was going to be picked, but I didn't think she was going to be the first to be waived. Like, dang. Bree Hall, are we serious?
We're talking a full-on cultural shift because their message is loud and clear. If you can't run with Clark, shoot with Clark, or think like Clark, then pack your bags and good luck on your next 10-day contract. The days of dragging the offense through post-ups and half-speed sets are over. This team is going full WNBA version of Showtime Lakers, and the Caitlin Clark engine is already running in 5th gear.
The Indiana Fever are not messing around this WNBA offseason. Huge overhaul of the organization as they move into the big time.
Players around the WNBA are watching this happen with wide eyes and nervous laughs. Because here's the scary part. This could be the blueprint. Other teams are already asking, if we had Caitlin Clark, would we do the same? The answer is a resounding yes. The Fever are setting a new standard, and it's one that doesn't tolerate dead weight.
Jillian Elaine, she's out. Okay, in case you're and Bree Hall, both next. Indiana Fever made their first roster cuts of training camp Monday. Rookie Bree Hall, Jillian Elaine were waived by the team as it narrows down its opening day roster.
Now let's talk about the players who were removed from the roster. Ricky Bree Hall and Jillian Elaine. Bree Hall was the team's num 20 pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, while Jillian Elaine played as a veteran guard.
You know, I think Bree Hall would have had to really stand out in order to make the team. I just thought she had a chance if she could show she was a great defensive player, just because they didn't have that specific player. But it seems pretty clear who is definitely making the roster amongst
This Indiana roster and the way they play now, it is looking awesome. Whether we talk about the passing, defensive intensity, or diversity in gameplay, it has improved significantly in the previous months. And of course, Coach Stephanie White knows what she's doing, and she wants a very high level of dynamic play from her team.
First and foremost, our energy on the defensive end of the floor. It's been a point of emphasis for us. I felt like they've really responded. Full court defense, making sure that everything that the opponent does is difficult. The second part is just the ball movement and sharing the basketball. I mean, we're going to be a high assist to made field goal ratio team, and we have willing passers that are willing to get the best shot on the floor, and so those two things stood out.
Coaches are tweaking sets, training staff is reworking conditioning schedules, and the front office is bringing in players who can run in transition, knock down threes, and rotate on defense like their life depends on it. Why? Because Caitlin Clark demands that level of basketball. And if you can't deliver it, you get deleted faster than a bad tweet.
Look, we know that we're going to have a target on our back, and we've got to be able to bring an elite level mindset every single.
And let's be real, this is all because of Clark. We're talking about a rookie who's already broken viewership records, tripled jersey sales, and made preseason games the hottest ticket in town.
Caitlin Clark attracts over 1 million viewers for WNBA preseason game. Let that sink in. Over 1 million viewers for a preseason game in the WNBA. Before Caitlin Clark, this dump hadn't drawn 1 million viewers since 2008. We used to have to combine monthly ratings for WNBA nationally televised games just to reach 1 million views.
That's right. Indiana went from, oh yeah, they have a team, to the WNBA headline because of this generational talent. You don't treat that kind of franchise-altering presence like a supporting character. You turn the whole operation into a Caitlin Clark production, and that's exactly what the Indiana Fever have done.
Lord willing, we're gonna have a coach that's going to put Caitlin Clark in the best position to succeed, the best position to cook up, continue to play her game, yet at the same time, hopefully not run her ragged all over the place. Rest throughout the game. That sounds better to me.
Now, some people are already complaining, saying this gives Clark too much power, that she's just a rookie and shouldn't be the center of the roster universe. To those people, we say, pipe down and enjoy the show. This isn't about ego. This is about optimization. If you have a Formula One car in your garage, you don't keep it on a gravel road. You build a track that lets it fly, and that's exactly what Indiana's doing.
Centric, and now we are totally Caitlin Clark centric, so she's in pretty good company. And don't be fooled, like preseason games generally aren't like a big thing in most seasons, but I don't know, this is like the Showtime Fever. Like, this is crazy stuff.
Let's not forget, Clark delivers. We've seen what she can do when the game is built for her. Vision? Off the charts. Passing? Silly. Shooting? Logo range trauma. Leadership? Already showing. This isn't a 21-year-old rookie who needs babysitting. This is a generational talent who just rearranged an entire roster by simply existing.
Viewership, the 1.34 million people that tuned in to the Indiana Fever preseason, before the season even started, to play against an international team. I mean, the WNBA hadn't even cracked like 1 million viewers for like over 15 years until Caitlin Clark came to the league. I mean, this preseason game had more viewers than the last game of the finals of the last, WNBA finals last season. Like, it's kind of a little crazy, like the motion that this girl.
That's right. Clark has been shattering records for a while now, and her recent ratings during the preseason are no exception. The recent Indiana Fever matchup crossed over 1.3 million viewers during peak time, and it was all because of the Rookie of the Year.
Growing. But if you don't think that beating out every WNBA preseason game, except for the big LeBron James preseason games, isn't a big deal, you're kidding yourself. And here's why. It's like Caitlin Clark has the charisma, she has the personality, and she has the star power, and she has the statistics and the actual on-court talent to back everything up. She doesn't involve herself in messy situations. She is a very family-oriented person, something that a lot of people strive to be. She's relatable. She really wants to set a good example for the younger generations. And I mean, how can you say anything bad about that? And when you are that good on the court, the sky is pretty much.
And if you think it's all about popularity, well, think again. This is about basketball IQ, spacing, timing, and court awareness. Caitlin's vision is so elite, if you're not where you're supposed to be, she's already thrown the pass and made you look like a ghost.
She's having impact on her team that nobody else in the league is having on her team. And suddenly, the Indiana Fever are the hottest team by far in the league. In the league. I've got the fever. I can't help it. I can't stop watching. I can't stop talking about the impact Caitlin Clark is having on game after game after game.
Every vet in that locker room is either adjusting or stressing, because now the question isn't, am I good enough? It's, can I run with Caitlin? And if the answer's no, the exit door is swinging open. And if you're wondering how Clark feels about all this, well, she hasn't said much publicly, but her play says enough.
Clark. You can say I'm glazing, you can say I'm hyping her up too much, but I truly think that this second year for Caitlin Clark is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. She has had an entire offseason to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season. We have seen from the photos, from the videos, from the workouts that she has put on quite a bit of muscle, so it seems like she is taking all of these things so seriously.
Now let's talk long term, because this kind of shakeup is going to have ripple effects. Other teams are watching, players are watching, and managers are keeping tabs on every move that Clark makes. If this experiment works, which it has so far, then we're entering a new era of team building. The Clark model will become standard. Draft the star and win everything.
Adapt to, and we saw the kind of numbers, points, assists, things that she was doing led her team to the playoffs that she did in her rookie season. With all of that, now just think about her having an entire off season, all of this time to train. She knows how she needs to adapt, and not to mention the new team that Indiana has now. The Indiana Fever did incredible in free agency, and now Caitlin Clark is surrounded by not just a couple great players, the entire squad is finally
And here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark isn't even close to her ceiling yet. She's just getting started, which means the Fever might not be done cutting. They're still evolving, still shaping, still sculpting the perfect ecosystem, which means the next batch of names on the chopping block could be even bigger. And as for those who are staying, they know the deal. They're not just playing for roster spots, they're playing for relevance in the Clark era. You either become part of the highlight reel or you become a footnote in the press release. So what do you think? Is Indiana Fever ready to take on upcoming season? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.